I'm Detective Jacqueline Horner. Thank you for coming. I just need you to tell me exactly what you remember.
Well, I don't remember much after I hit my noggin, but I was sitting on a wall. I didn't know how I ended up there, when suddenly I leaned back and fell. The last thing I heard was the crack of my own self.
Thank you, Humpty. You may go. But as Humpty was leaving, I noticed he had a strong and revolting smell that couldn't be mistaken for something else. Most villagers would turn away in disgust at the sight of Mrs. Birdie's peas porridge, whether hot, cold, or in the pot, 9 days old. But I was willing to take my chances to solve this mystery.
Please, porridge, huh? Please,
Good afternoon,
cold.
Mrs. Birdie.
I suppose you're here to snoop, as usual.
Well, I was just wondering if Humpty was in your kitchen yesterday.
I don't know why it would matter. I mean, I get tons of customers.
Well, yes.
Huh? And it certainly ain't any of your concern. Now out of my kitchen.
I'm very sorry to disturb you. A black feather could only mean one thing. The blackbirds were the wildest birds in Nurseryville. They had a reputation for biting noses and were quite fond of pie. Luckily, my mother was a good friend of the old woman who lived in the shoe, and she kept them well under control in a large cage in her basement. The question was whether or not she was responsible for letting them loose. Jacqueline Horner. It's just a short visit. Come in. I just would like to know how your blackbirds have been doing. Staying out of mischief?
Oh, they have been very well behaved lately. In fact, your mother was here and said she would make them a delicious lemon meringue pie. You know how they love pie. Hello? Hi, it's me. I was wondering, are you still in the business? Meet me in the middle of the forest tonight. Great, thanks.
That night, the cow jumped over the moon, and many innocent villagers were fast asleep, because everyone in Nurseryville knew that somebody in the forest at this time was up to no good.
So, when do I get the money? I told you, as soon as I sell tomorrow's porridge. You know this is risky business, right? My porridge business is what's really at risk. This could ruin me. You mean someone could find out you've been selling contaminated porridge? Exactly. No porridge can go to waste, but there's a few people who are involved. Who's there? We better get on with this. So you want Jack too, right? Oh, her? Nah. I'm even a better detective than she is. It's true. She's a disappointment to her father and her poor mother.
But I came too late. Right there, I was more determined to solve this mystery than ever.
I just want to do the job right, you know? Somebody could be in here. All right, fine, hurry up. So you're sure you heard something? Yeah, I am. Hey, what's over here? I'm sure it's nothing. You're overreacting. Peekaboo. You owe me extra for that. All right. I hope there's room in there for one more. Now no one will get in the way of my business.
Jacqueline, Mother.
If it weren't for that clumsy Humpty Dumpty crashing into my beautiful porridge. Must be so frustrating, Jack. Letting your father down. The helicopter's coming tomorrow.
I'm so sorry. You shouldn't blame yourself. It's my fault.
Mother, what do you mean?
I started this whole case. I was going to make the old woman some lemon meringue pie for her blackbirds when I realized I didn't have any eggs. When the blackbirds noticed, they went out to get me some. Unfortunately, the biggest egg was Humpty Dumpty. No offence. They chased Humpty, who was going on his daily stroll. I couldn't catch up.
Mrs. Birdie said that he crashed into her porridge. That's where I found the black feather and footprints. Humpty, is this true?
I didn't remember anything after I fell.
I suppose the blackbirds were also the ones who chased him up the wall. I am so sorry. I had no idea. It doesn't matter right now. All that matters is we find out how he's all together in one piece. Perhaps he didn't actually fall off?
Oh no, he did. And I have proof. Once I'd finally caught up with the blackbirds, I found Humpty lying on the ground, all together, and these eggshells. I took them and ran away because I didn't want anyone to know. I'm sorry. I'm a ghost.
No, Humpty. You're a hard-boiled egg. After you had fallen into Mrs. Birdie's porridge pot, you boiled. It saved you from breaking. Only your eggshells did.
I remember.
Now all we needed to do was find a way out. Which did happen, eventually. After the police discovered us, Mrs. Birdie abandoned her kitchen the next morning and was forced to take her business elsewhere. And as for the dish... Rock-a-bye, baby, on the treetop. And it all was because of an egg.